Welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of season 2 of the Hot Rod Blues podcast. I'm your host, Sean Brereton, with Auto Enthusiast Network.
Mike Abbott, Steel Rose Metal Co.
Javier Agustin, Bomber Steel Customs.
Sean Young, Kingfish Metalworks. And tonight we've got our, I guess, a distant cousin, Ronnie.
Yep.
Ronnie Geeslin. So I've known Ronnie my entire life, and we are tickled to death to be down here hanging out with him at Ronnie's Hot Rods.
Yeah. Senatobia, Mississippi.
That's right. That's right.
Glad to have you on, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, shoot. I don't know where to start exactly other than how did you start all this, man? You've got a heck of a hot rod shop down here.
God, oh man, where do you want to start? When I was 6, I wanted to be a drummer.
So naturally, hot rods.
Yeah,
so,
hot rods.
Shortly after that, I was helping my dad change oil in an old '66 Impala, and he explained to me the mechanics of a 4-stroke engine, and it just kind of led from there. And all my entire life, that's pretty much all I ever did is car stuff.
Yeah.
All through high school. Of course, I didn't care about high school. I was sitting there drawing 57 Chevrolets with 2 4s instead of doing English work.
Yeah.
And terrible grades, but
The book,
anyway.
the book inside the book.
Yeah, the book in the book, the hot rod book in the English book. But
Yeah.
we, I don't know, around the 11th grade, I guess I got enough of school and I quit and went to work at the dealership with my dad, starting out changing oil. I think I was 16, 17 years old, maybe at the most. And wasn't long, I was working on the line, full-fledged GM tech at 17,
Wow.
commissioned.
Yeah.
And it just grew from there. And worked about every dealership and shop around here, knowing I'd eventually do something on my own.
Yeah.
And I think I opened my shop, I was 27 years old, 1990. It was a 40 by 60 building, me and one helper, which I thought would never be any bigger than that.
Yeah.
I think we've had it on, I had it on over there 3 times. Then we moved over here, then opened the hot rod shop just as something, because I thought I would do that kind of on the side. Another shop was going good enough I could make a living just doing the hot rods on the side.
Yeah.
And it grew out of control too. Next thing you know, in 14, we added them both together and brought them here. I think I got 20 employees now.
So at one point you had the collision shop and then the hot rod shop separate?
Yeah. I didn't. We were automotive mostly. Collision comes second. Okay. I was a GM, line tech mechanic.
Okay.
So we didn't really have a body shop until in the 90s. And I needed that because I was building a street rod at home, and I couldn't get nobody to do it, so I just hired a body man and put him in a little building out front, and we did the body work on that, and from then on I had a body shop.
Okay. So you were just doing like upgrades and what, or just regular
general mechanic repair on regular cars, not hot rods.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I was doing the hot rod stuff at night, and then of course the mechanic shop grew. Well, I had to make a living. I was working on hot rods and couldn't make no money doing it.
Right.
Had to make a living somehow. So I was really known over all around here for just mechanical work. So I had a big following for that, and I was getting plenty of that to do. So next thing you know, all the hot rods kind of got shifted to the side, and I got doing that at night and making a living on regular cars during the day.
Yeah. Were you here in Senatobia the whole time, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been here in Sentobia. I lived in Tunica for a little while. The first dealership I worked on was Jack Roberts Chevrolet in Tunica. And then come back over here when the tornado hit it in '83 and took it out.
Oh.
Come over here and went to work at the Dodge place, and then the Ford place, and then the Pontiac place.
So which one was your favorite? Like I'm saying, brand as far as
anything GM.
Yeah.
I worked at Ford, but I always liked GM cars better.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Yeah. Do you still lean that way?
Yes,
Yeah.
he does.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I was covering my ears.
Yeah.
he didn't want to hear it. We're gonna go down the LS
He's a Ford
swap.
guy.
We're gonna
Yeah.
go down the LS swap.
Yeah,
Right.
it's all right. It's all right. Without the Ford guys, we really can't make a living in on Chevrolet. So
That would be hard for me to debate that.
Yeah.
Because you got a Ford behind you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
All right.
We got
Mike Whiteley's.
We got to work on something the Chevrolets don't really break. So.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So the Mississippi boys obviously know you a lot better than up in Memphis. But you're into drag racing. You've done that for a long time, and
yeah. Well, we've been drag racing. Oh gosh, my son was 7 the first time he ever drag raced, and I was drag racing then a little before, but really kind of put that aside and helped him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we, well, here we are now. I think we got 8 drag cars. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
I saw that
drag
one
racing a lot.
up in the showroom.
Yeah, that's our newest one. It's a '69 Camaro funny car. I call funny car.
Yeah.
Right.
We're putting together, and we're helping Ricky Neal with his too. It's in another room, and we're trying to get them both ready for Enos, Texas here in 36 days. I think they told me.
And the funny car chaos.
Funny
right?
car chaos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Really cool.
we run a blown front engine dragster too. We raced there last year with it and learned about the funny car chaos deal. Then we ended up getting a car and putting it together and trying to get all that together and help Ricky get his together.
Are you taking both the dragster and the funny car down there?
If the funny car don't make it ready, we're still got a lot to do yet to ours. If it don't make it, we're gonna run the front engine dragster. But if we have the funny car ready to run, we're gonna run it only.
Nice.
Take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Heck
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Mike, you got obviously you have history here.
Yeah. I have history here.
Yeah.
I worked for Ronnie for 4 years. Ronnie is who took me from being a backyard fabricator and really kind of made it to where I could actually make stuff out of metal cleanly. Ronnie was the guy that pushed me to that, for
Yeah.
sure.
You
Hands
had it.
down.
You had it in you before you come here.
Yeah, well, it was very rough. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me. You told me a story one time. I think it was about a console or something that you made down here, and you thought it was the greatest thing I've heard. And
Oh yeah.
I've heard this story.
Yeah. That was actually in the Mercury. So there's a picture floating around somewhere. The first version of that waterfall center console was very square, lacking a lot of shape, and I was like, yeah. And then I'm like, Ronnie, come check out the console. And he's like, no. I'm like,
Yeah.
but that happened a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it really did. Ronnie absolutely pushed me to become better, hands down, without a shadow of a doubt. I often refer to working for Ronnie as it was kind of like fabricator's boot camp. You know, normally when you're a fabricator, like, it's rare for you to go to a spot and somebody actually knows what you're doing. So they can't really tell you, like, that's right or wrong.
yeah.
But Ronnie, on the other hand, is a fabricator. So he can look at it and be like, no, that's trash. And you're like, damn, he's right. It is.
Got to do it again.
It is. He never said that. Ronnie's not that type of guy. To be
No.
like, your work sucks. But
No.
he's
I
like,
would-
Mike, you might want to do this and that. And I'm like, damn
yeah.
Got to go back.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, we'll apologize if anybody hears
The
little
rain?
white noises pouring
Yeah.
outside. So
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
a metal roof. So
We're in a metal roof in Mississippi in
Yes.
the rain.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the
I
rain.
thought that's all you had down here.
pouring.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's rained for like 40 days and 40 nights here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get my shop built for like 2 months now, and they still haven't even broke ground on it because they're just waiting for it to
Yeah.
dry out.
Oh, you mean extended because you have a shop.
Extended.
There it is.
Yes.
Extended shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, a shop that I could actually work in.
The 40 by 60 wasn't enough.
No, it's 30 by 40 and 30. Yeah.
Looked like 100 by 100 to me.
Yeah. It did to me too when I walked in it until I started putting
Filling it
stuff.
up?
Yeah. Start putting stuff in it, and it was like, oh, there's 30 by 40 is not that much bigger than a 20 by 20 2-car garage. You know.
Man, they fill up quick.
Yeah.
They do.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Favorite current project?
Favorite current project?
Yeah.
You putting him on the spot.
How
now.
many? Well,
Yeah.
first of all, how many projects do you have going on right now? Like just hot rod wise, not like the other side.
Let me think. 13 or 14
Wow.
Full builds.
full builds.
Yeah.
Full builds.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, favorite. Man, they're all my favorite. I don't know. I tell my customers I build a car for me for them.
Right.
So I fall in love with every one of them and build them the way I want them with their,
Yeah.
Co-sign
input
on
kind
it.
of.
Their
Yeah.
input, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
Sometimes you got to strong arm them. Like, yeah, you should probably do this. And
Yeah.
They're like, I don't really want to.
no. I get along with them really good, and we can usually work it out, and they usually trust me to do whatever we do, and
Yeah.
it's a really good thing. They have ideas, I'll lead them the way I think they need to go to where they end up with a good car,
Yeah.
but it's I take their input and serious, and I want to try to be sure they get the car they want, as long as I like it. No,
Right.
I'm kidding. No, I like every one of them. I'll fall in love with every car that comes through here.
Yeah.
Well, you got to pour yourself into your work, passion-wise.
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah.
It shows on the end product, on everything.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. It's more of a self-satisfaction deal than it is the money. It's if I didn't need the money to run the company, I'd do it for free anyway. I just
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'll build cars for free? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You just pay the lights and the bills and the insurance and all that, and I'll just do.
And all the employees.
Yeah, and I'll just come down here and work.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Life would be grand. I'll tell you an epic Ronnie story since we're talking about guiding customers. I don't even remember which car it was on, but we had this guy and he came in and he was talking to me about his car. He was like, I like 15s. I don't like those big rims and all this and that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, man. And then Ronnie came down, and Ronnie's like, he's telling him about these 15s. And Ronnie goes, oh, okay, well, I was thinking we'd put 20s on it. And the guy was so far against it until Ronnie said, I think we'll put 20s on it. And the guy was like, yeah, 20s sound good.
Wait a minute.
Immediately caved.
He just said he hated anything bigger than 15s. But it was definitely one of those moments where I was like, Ronnie has a gift. He's good.
No, not a gift.
It's the gift of gab. But
Yeah.
so have you ever had somebody request something that you think like it won't work? I mean that you know. And how have you dealt with it? Have you just talked them out of it, or did you go with it?
No.
Yeah.
If I'm totally against it, we're gonna have to talk about it till we agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's there's been times I can't think of anything particular, but there is for sure been times when somebody tell me we got to do it this. I said no, we can't. We just can't do that. We ain't doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
I would think colors would be, a big, I guess, turning point or an argument point.
Yeah. Most of you guys know Bruce Gustafson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His car is army green, and when he come here, he said, "I said, no way, we're not doing that green." He said, "Yeah, we're doing that green." I said, "Well, I'm gonna put a white star on the door because it's army green. I don't do that."
Right.
But we did it, and it turned out great, and I love that color. Love
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
And love the color.
Yeah.
Now, of course, every time I see him, he said, "What about that green?" I said,
That green.
Green is good.
Now you have green everywhere.
Yeah, now
You
they're
got
all
that one,
green.
got that one.
They're all green.
Yeah,
Everything's green.
Yeah.
It's a 69?
69
69 Camaro.
69 Camaro.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shot that car a long time ago for
Yeah.
Gearheads for Life.
It's been built a while. His wife
Yeah.
actually bought that car and brought it here for him to build it for him while he was in Iraq.
Yeah.
It was a surprise.
Yeah.
One of the
Dig that.
best builds, and of course, working for her was one of the best experiences ever. She was awesome.
Yeah.
Dig that.
Yeah.
The car's got a 383 in it, and
Yeah.
it's in D.C. now, I guess.
It's coming back. It's on the way back. We're going to four-link it here shortly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, take the leaf springs out.
Oh, I don't even think I had paid attention that it's still leaf spring car.
It's leaf spring car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
So
nice.
it's on the way here now. It'll be here. It's going to Memphis first and then here.
All right.
Dig that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So Ronnie, my buddy Keith, black '65 Mustang Fastback,
Yeah.
owns the Toby.
Toby Theater. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you've done some work for him on that
Yeah.
car.
I've done work on that car. Yeah. Yeah.
I am tickled that he brought it to you.
Thank you.
I mean, absolutely. He,
Yeah.
he's kind of, this is his first, I guess, car of that sort. So he has done really well.
Yeah.
And hasn't made a lot of dumb mistakes that a lot of new car guys, kind
No.
of do. There's no weird wheels or anything. But yeah, that's turned out to be a jam up little Mustang.
Really nice car, and we did some upgrades on that car last year, and it was all the right moves for that car. It was good,
Yeah.
and he seems to be very happy with it. I see
Yeah.
him. Oh, because we go there all the time, Toby Theater.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I live in Memphis, and if I go to the theater, it's at the Toby.
Oh, yeah.
We drive down here to go
Yeah.
to the movies.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have anything to do with the theater. It's just I get in free because I know Keith.
Wow. You're that guy.
That
Yeah.
cheap.
He's got kids, man. That's like four people.
$40 worth of fuel
I
Yeah.
know,
to come to get in.
but
Yeah.
no, but seriously.
Yeah, but at $15 a ticket, He's saving money.
But that theater, though, I mean, I saw Star Wars there. I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've seen every movie that was any good in that room. So it's got a sentimental value to me going there.
Same here. My dad owned a parts store right in the same shopping mall when it was being built. And I played in it when it was in construction.
Wow.
Yeah.
In fact, they had those little knockouts, for the electric deal, where the electricians there. We took all them things, a whole handful of them, put them on Dad's Coke machine, jammed it all because it looked like a quarter. We thought we could get out of the Toby Theater.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was the little parts house right in front. That was Howell Auto Parts?
No, it was way before then. It was Sentimental Auto Supply.
Okay.
And it was my dad's store. It's right next to what's the computer store now.
Yeah.
And that first little building right there was his. It was Sentimental Auto Supply.
Okay, I gotcha.
And it was I think he closed it in the early 70s.
Wow. Yeah, I was early 70s. I was a little guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about the evolution of hot rod culture in North Mississippi in your lifetime. You've been involved with it. I mean, I know you dip up to the Rodders reunion.
Oh, yeah.
And there's Memphis culture there too. But
Yeah.
appreciating it from a different state and a different view, looking down from Memphis and up from Mississippi.
Well, I come from more of a straight rod world originally. I was building nothing but pre-49 cars, and the hot rod world's evolved into muscle cars now and pro touring cars, and now Broncos and trucks are hot. So,
Right.
yes, I've seen a little bit of all of it. The straight rod world was a different thing altogether. We used to go to rod ones. We knew them as rod runs and not car shows.
Yeah.
And they had driving events and car games and all kinds of cool stuff. And you'd travel 16, 17 cars together at a time. And then, of course, today it's more of a cruise in. There's not even a show, not even a trophy.
Right.
So it's changed a lot for me in my life.
Yeah.
So your big show you have down here during the 5 Star Fest.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice car show.
Thank you. It's we sponsor it and work it and put the whole show on. Really, the city just provides the space, and
it's got a great backdrop, man.
Yeah.
As far as seeing old cars in an old town square, it's super. It's a great show.
I love it, and I love being able to do it for the city. It's the only thing. Everything I do in my life is cars. Everything.
Yeah.
And it's my way of giving a little bit of what I do back to this city that's been so good to me for 30 plus years now in this business.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. What month is that? That's usually
It's Mother's Day weekend every year.
Mother's Day. Yeah.
Yep.
I've come down here and set up booths a time or two, and it's a great time. So if you guys are looking for something to do,
it's May 12th this year is the date.
Okay,
Yeah.
they have a date. Yeah. And why do they the 5 Star City? I've heard that in my entire life.
I don't know what all it stands for now. I used to know. It used to be a sign that had it all, but it's it's industry, education. I don't know what all the 5 of them are, but
Yeah.
I don't know what it means now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I've always thought that was kind of a neat little tagline that goes along with it.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, that little festival has a lot of art and all kinds of stuff. It ain't just car show. It's all kinds.
It's a good event. We got the car show, of course, the part we do, and they got live music at night and a 5K run or something, and crafts fair and barbecue steak cooking contest.
Oh, nice!
It's a big time. It's good. It's a good family thing.
So, a piece of trivia: do you know what Senatobia means? What it actually translates to?
I know it's an Indian name, but I don't know what it means.
Do you want
no clue. Yeah, let me
I
hear.
assume it's Chickasaw.
It is Choctaw.
Choctaw.
And it's white sycamore is what Senatobia
White
means.
sycamore.
So I paid
you
attention when I lived here.
Told you
Look at
it was
that. Nice.
Dig that. So your dad was in automotive world.
Yeah, my dad and 2 of my uncles, all that stuff was an influence on me.
Yeah.
I had an uncle on the Texaco station out here by the interstate. It's a fireworks stand now.
Yeah.
And I worked there. And my uncle was Red Turner, owned a Pontiac Buick and GC place here. And I worked there too. And every service station that was in town. And then, of course, my dad was auto parts and then eventually a service manager. And I worked for him as a growing up too. The first dealership I worked at was under him.
Yeah. What was that like working under your dad as
Murder.
Hey, you've got some holding flashlight stories.
Oh man, the other guys do something wrong. He had to make an example out of me so they'd get the message.
Right.
But he's the one that taught me work ethics.
Right.
He definitely the one that gave me the passion for cars. He was.
He a
was
hard
good.
guy?
Hard. Yeah, rough, tough. Yeah, he'd snap and blow a fuse.
Right.
Totally different from me. I don't. I'm never that way. But
yeah, you're one of the most laid back people.
Yeah. If I ever get mad enough to blow a fuse, it'd take me 2 or 3 days to get over it. But
right.
he would snap it a minute.
Yeah.
I'll give you a funny story about him one time. He was a service manager at the Dodge dealer here in town. I worked there. It was Ross Pruitt then. It's Ross now. It's Ross Pruitt. But this guy rolled up to the door. He's blowing the horn. Dad's sitting there. He's doing some work on his desk. Service writer then worked out in the shop, not in the office and air conditioner. So the guy kept blowing the horn. Dad said, what is with this guy? And he just kept blowing the horn. He hollered. He said, get out of the car. This ain't McDonald's. And the guy opened the door and set his wheelchair out. Oh. And rolled on in it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was kind of, I won't ever forget that.
You don't have a handicap ramp.
Because I've seen him blow his fuse many, many times, but that time it bit him back.
You're right. I bet he was like,
Yeah.
Yep.
So how did your Uncle Bill? How did he miss the car thing?
I don't know. He was in concrete all his life.
Yeah.
He don't know anything about a car. He don't.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. He don't know. If he ever gets anything done to his car, I've done all my life. And, he's 2 different guys.
Wow.
He's a lot more laid back, more like me than my dad is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad was definitely high strung.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the exact opposite than you then probably.
Yeah.
Well, your son's a lot like you though. He's he's pretty laid back.
Yeah.
He seems like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he works here under me, which he probably, if you asked him what it's like working for his dad, he'd probably say the same thing. But
yeah, I'll be right back.
yeah, I think he's over.
Yeah.
But, he's really doing good. He watched me a lot more than I thought he was when he was a kid.
Right.
And Mike, you can say you can attest to this. If you need an answer from me and can't get to me, you can get the right answer from Casey. He knows me that well. He'll say, "Oh no, he's going to say this."
Yeah.
And he's right.
Yeah.
He'll be right on.
Yeah.
He used to tell me that regularly.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna go for that. Man.
Yeah.
That dash looks like crap, but you can ask him.
Sell it to him. Just sell it to him.
Tear it apart again.
He does assembly here and electrical. He's extremely strong in the electrical department. He's the wiring guy here.
Oh, that's a special.
Yeah. Then really he can do anything.
Especially wiring things under Ronnie. If you've never seen Ronnie's wiring, it's the most. I didn't know wiring could be beautiful until I started working here. I'll never forget. It was the 32 that was yours that you sold.
Yeah.
And there's like a falsified panel in the trunk. And you pull that panel off, and there's the wiring. It literally looks like the circuit board inside of a computer.
Wow.
But it's wires.
Nice.
I'm just like, that is beautiful. He's like, yeah, I wired that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I've never seen wiring that
Why,
look like that.
why isn't there a clear panel over there?
Right, yeah. I mean, it is epic. So to wire stuff here, you got to be for real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would not be here.
No, yeah. That wasn't my department.
No.
You mean butt connectors and electrical? And
Right.
We didn't let Mike work on anything that was shiny.
That's right. I'm not a shiny guy. Raw metal, I got you.
Yeah.
No problem.
Paint.
He's the shape guy. The shiny guy's next door.
That's right.
That's right. And those guys hated my guts.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So-
it's a painter.
So Ronnie, you guys do everything. I mean, is there any part of the build that you guys don't touch?
If it's custom interior, we don't do.
Okay.
We send that out. We got 2 or 3 guys we use.
Okay.
If it's stock interior, like stock panels or kits, we do that here.
Gotcha.
But other than that, it's all done here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Paint and everything.
Paint, metal, chassis, engines, even building the engines, everything.
Wow. That's pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
That you don't see that a lot.
No, and I got good friends that are all in this industry too, but we're one of the very few that does. A big part of our business is just repair too.
Yeah.
We got a lot of cars just repair work, not counting the builds.
Okay.
And in
gotcha.
the vintage car area, not just up front. Of course, up front we do everything modern, and a collision and the wrecker, and then back here it's all old cars.
Okay, so I didn't realize that there were a new car side of the business.
Yeah,
so,
it's
okay.
Performance automotive is the new car stuff, and
Okay.
Ronnie's Hot Rods is the old car stuff.
The fun part.
Yeah, fun. That's where I live back here.
Yeah.
I got a good crew that runs the front, and
Wow.
And I only, if I'm up there, it's usually just a problem or something. I take on the challenge cars. If they can't fix them, I want them. I'll take that.
Gotcha.
So I'll go up there and work on some of that stuff.
Well,
Which happens frequently.
Yeah, I got 3 now up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you actually turning wrenches all day?
I'd do it every day, all day if I could.
Yeah.
I've worked myself into what I never ever really wanted is in the office, a lot of office work. And
Yeah.
if I could have what I really want, I'd have somebody working in my office and I'd stay back here.
Yeah.
In any part of it, it didn't have to be the fabricating or the electrical or wherever. I'll do any of it. It's good with me.
How do you find balance of being able to come back here and then still getting the paperwork done and all that? I mean, if you have 20 employees and stuff, there's got to be a lot of stuff that you have to deal with.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot to deal with. I stay stressed a lot now because of it, because it's so big. I never really intended it to get this big. It just, ambition grew and grew and grew and grew. And we did more and it brought more, and then we'd do more and it'd bring more. And it just continued.
Had to
until
keep feeding that animal.
keep feeding it, you know.
Yeah.
And we've been bigger. I've had as many as 28 employees. And at some point, you can get big enough that you really have these extra 7 or 8 guys just to make enough income to pay the extra payroll for the 7 or 8 guys.
Right.
Right.
They scale back down and stay busy. And we're just a little further behind now.
Yeah. That's why I was, trying to figure out like how you know, like, because you get a lot of companies do this, even companies like Comp or something, when they start out as a small business and then they get bigger and they need to get bigger, but you can't get the money, you can't get the inflow to go to that next level kind of thing, so you end up doing an accordion thing. Trying to get there,
I've been down that road. It's not been an easy path for sure.
Yeah.
We of course, especially with lack of education in my part, a lot of it, but I'm more of a hands-on guy. We always say around here, the best thing we do around here is fix cars. Paperwork and bookkeeping is definitely, and then of course now I got people up front to handle all that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do much.
Find the right people.
Yeah, and finding the right people, and I got the right people up front. And
Yeah.
I don't do much of the day-to-day business part, paperwork. I don't. Parts ordering and job planning for the hot rod shop, I do all that. But the rest of it, my other people up front handle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way I can come back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Just ordering parts and job planning is a full-time
That's
job in itself.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know how you hire anybody to do it, because the job plan is
It's unique.
That's my job.
Yeah, that's 100%
Yeah.
custom tailored for what you have. Yeah.
There's so much aftermarket stuff. When I first started, we was building street rods, and 90% of it come out of the junkyard.
Right.
You get a wiring harness out of a C10 truck and put it in a 34 Buick.
Right.
And nowadays there's so much stuff to be bought, and choosing which component goes in this particular build or that particular build, or
yeah.
and
there's 20 different places to buy it from.
yeah.
So
And-
then you're trying to figure out, like, price-wise, which one's
Yeah.
better for you and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and we, of course, over the years we learned now it's not necessarily the price, it's dependability. If you get a company that you can deal with that's good customer service and you can rely on the stuff getting here, and when it is here, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we're really after more. I can't spend all day shopping around trying to find the best deal when
Right.
I got to find vendors that we connect with and do it same day, every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes it better.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a job.
Yeah. Full-time.
Yeah.
Full-time. Yeah. And another thing that most people probably in this area know, but Ronnie's also one of the most talented mechanics I've ever seen in my entire life as well.
Well, everybody.
On that list.
Yeah, I was gonna say, his name
It's
comes.
true.
Well, your name comes up all
It's
the time
true.
on
It's true.
anything engine building or anything like that. It's always Ronnie. Ronnie can build it, or take it to Ronnie. Like, yeah, I know.
I'm glad that you're a
humble.
modest guy.
Yeah, he's humble
Yeah.
for sure. But no, your name comes up for a lot of things.
I appreciate it. I've put my whole life into it. It's not for me, it's not a job. It is my life. It is what I do. And it's, I try to, everything I do may not be the best can be done, but it's the best I can do. It doesn't matter if it's a little bitty job or the biggest thing we're doing. It's all got to be the best I can do. There's no in between.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
And speaking of that, so your builds are high quality builds, but they're not like over the top SEMA stuff, for the most part, right? I mean,
It's
you're not going into the $300,000 range of stuff.
Sometimes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
That
this Bronco right here
the Bronco there is
over-
touching that.
Yeah.
But it's not that we can; it's the customer. You
Right.
got to have a customer.
Sure.
And when, the better the customer is, the better the bill to be.
Yeah.
We had one Chevelle we did for a guy in Arkansas last year. It sold at SEMA for $247.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. Yeah.
So we built
I
some.
think about that.
We built some high end ones. We built some that's not. I'm just as happy to build one that's not as I am to build
Yeah.
one that is.
That wagon.
The wagon.
The wagon
was
man.
yeah.
That car. If
Yeah.
you've never seen that wagon,
Yeah.
big block powered,
Well, I've
Manual.
never seen that one.
beautiful.
What?
Beautiful car.
What kind of wagon is it?
That's a handyman, 57 Chevrolet handyman wagon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it was.
Was it
maybe
Paul
it was being
Atkins?
built when
Wasn't
I was
Paul
down there.
Atkins
Paul
who did
Atkins
the
Interior.
Atkins Interior.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, man,
Yeah.
that car was epic.
Yeah.
Colors were
Nice.
And he was colorblind. I picked the colors.
yeah.
But I had to paint samples, and he was from New Jersey, and send them to him. He'd get people around him to tell him was it good or not. And he said,
Really?
Yeah, they said it's good, and I said okay. So
That's
Big
funny.
and we painted. To him it was tan. Everything was tan or gray.
Right.
He couldn't see the color it really was.
Wow.
That's
It
a
was
shame.
It was a beautiful
I know,
car.
yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that car, everything about it.
Yeah, the silver and black 34 Ford 4-door
Yes.
was one of my favorites.
Yes.
That's Phil Curley, or James Curley owns it now. We built it for a guy in Arkansas, and he passed away and didn't really get to enjoy it, and the Curleys ended up with it. It's still in Memphis.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a shame that he didn't get to enjoy it.
He didn't. He
Dang.
didn't.
That was a nice car.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful car.
We need pictures, all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm having a panic attack.
I don't have
like,
them.
oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to go back and
Yeah, I bet
find them someplace.
Yeah.
On Facebook or something.
it's gonna be tough.
We got them.
I'm
They're-
sure the wagon's
You got 'em?
on your.
Yeah.
The wagon's on our Facebook page. The 34's on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Clarence's
There you
Impala,
go.
Clarence and Goodwin's and
Oh,
Clarence
yeah,
and-
yeah,
That's
yeah.
one of our,
That's
that's one of our better cars
Very
and,
nice.
and a good one, and
Yeah. Beautiful car.
great person to work for.
Yeah.
Clarence.
I'm getting ready to shoot that one too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of that one. He keeps it. It looks just like it did the day it left here. And we've had them. We get some people take them home. You wouldn't recognize them in a year.
Yeah.
But Clarence is taking good care of his.
Yeah.
He gets it out every now and then.
Yeah.
He was at the hot rod reunion, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Ace?
He was.
Ace is bothering me.
He's
over
waiting
here.
for his microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, EFI or carb?
EFI.
Why?
Because we can tune it so much better now with electronics and laptop computer tuning, and it's just a different kind of power.
Right.
Yeah.
So
We
it's hugely intimidating, I think, for someone from your generation, even touching my generation, to go from that, because it's so simple to get one going and then absorb the new technology, and I think overcoming problems if you're at home, not sending it to a shop. So
Well, there's a lot of stuff on the market now that's easy to do. Fuel injection wise. It used to be a mystery. I was wiring tune fork cars in the '90s, making my harnesses at home.
right.
So for me, it never was really a scary thing. And now this LS power is just so much better.
Just
And the
plug
coyotes.
and play everything.
Yeah.
If you got
Yeah.
a laptop.
Yeah. Well, you can, it's really nothing to it.
Yeah.
It's not. Carburetor's still good too. All our race cars are carbureted except for the blown ones. So
Yeah.
just depends on what you're doing.
I'm a carburetor guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I
No-
didn't have to look.
no
I didn't
kidding.
have to look over here.
Yeah.
Pre 1960s carburetor.
Yeah.
If you really want to get into it.
Yeah, old one barrel if you
Yeah,
can find one.
Holly,
Yes.
Holly
Yes.
94.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
But of course, I've never had anything with any real power. So,
Yeah.
Well, how could you?
Once you do,
you
once
know,
you do,
flathead. What do
yeah,
you want?
and have something that you want to travel up and down the road on. That's
Hey,
what's-
he can attest. I
EFI.
drove a flathead powered car every day to
Every
work
day.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sometimes he walked.
I think it didn't with no glass.
Yeah. No side glass. Rain, sleet, or snow.
Yeah.
Arm hanging out the window.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. That's something about an old car. You got to ride with you.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or like this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. Have y'all been in like a new Camaro or a new Mustang or any of that? Like the body
high
line
up,
is
too high
yeah.
up.
The body
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
high now. Like
Yeah.
you can't do that anymore. It's not comfortable at all. You can do it, but you're like this, and then your arms broke by the time you're done.
Well, you got to get the power seats where you can raise the seat.
Yeah, but it still didn't go high enough. They make that
They're
body
way
line
high.
so high now.
Yeah.
So the greenhouse on them's so small compared to how it used to be, but it's really more the body has gotten bigger, I think,
Well, there's something to be said about burning your arm on hot stainless steel.
Oh, no doubt.
In the summertime.
Oh, I've done that many times on 55. Black.
Oh yeah, black cars.
Yeah, black car. It'll get you every time.
Just old steel, whether
Yeah.
it was painted or not.
Right.
I remember my Impala just. That was a point of pride.
Have that
So
line,
cool.
have that straight line right there.
Did I ever tell you guys about my Craftsman tattoo?
What?
No.
Are we going to see something?
No,
right now?
no, but it's a great. So you talk about
That's
burning.
the OnlyFans page.
No.
We don't have one of those yet.
Not yet. But years ago, I was working on, I think it was that square body pickup I had, and somehow ended up arcing a Craftsman wrench over to the hot side of my starter, and it got hot as shit. I mean, it was just boiling, and I ended up beating it off. It kind of welded itself, and I ended up beating it off, and I forgot that it was laying under the truck with me.
Oh.
And I rolled over on it.
You were branded.
And I branded Craftsman into the back of my arm.
Is it still there?
No, I've tattooed over it since then. But yeah, I
You should
had
have tattooed right over it.
I know,
Just-
but I had a Craftsman brand. So I did. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb.
No,
Yeah.
this is perfect. I want to hear that. You got out as soon as China bought, Sears out. You were like, I can't have this on.
Exactly. But yeah, I did. You could read it. I mean, it was on my arm.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
so pay attention, guys. That's what I'm saying.
I think Mike's. Was it at this shop that this happened? It almost happened to me, and you were like, "You got to be careful with that." It was the MIG gun ran out real long.
Yeah.
It was at this shop.
working here. Yeah.
Please tell me that story
Hold
because
on.
that was a cautionary tale.
Hold on. It was on that truck.
Oh, the one that's right behind.
On that truck. I
Really?
don't remember what I was doing underneath the hood, but I set the MIG gun down, and it pressed the trigger,
Yeah.
and it went through the engine bay, wrapped back up.
It didn't touch anything.
Didn't touch anything. Wrapped underneath the front, back around, and it arced out on something, and the entire wire went red, and it burnt my pant leg, and I have
Inner thigh.
Yeah, I have a hellacious burn on this thigh.
I've seen
from
it.
the MIG gun.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
It's serious.
Good for you.
Okay, we got to stop. It's a family show.
Yeah.
Is it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. You don't think about that kind of stuff, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no matter how long it is, if it arcs out on something,
Yeah.
it will burn every piece of that wire.
So
like
Mike
this.
saw me do that. It was way early on with me working. I think we were working on the 51, like at your old shop. And I set the gun down and it started running out. And I saw like a fervorous movement. Like he grabbed it. He said, "You got to be careful, man." And I was like, "Why?"
What?
Because this thing will run out and it'll find somewhere and it'll burn you. And then he told me
Let me
what
tell
I
happened.
never knew you did that.
Yeah.
Well, insurance, I almost burned the shop down. Just my leg.
I wound up getting that pair of uniform pants replaced because it burnt probably a 12-inch long line down that left leg.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I didn't know it was
I
that
wouldn't
truck.
report that
That's
to
so
the
funny.
owner either.
yeah, no. I mean,
Oh, shush, Moshe.
you get hurt, you just keep working. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just the way it is.
Yeah.
The embarrassment.
Yeah. Yeah, I can remember when I worked at a shop in South Haven, had a big bandsaw like mine, and I was cutting some metal, and it slipped and went right through my fingernail, halfway up my fingernail on the bandsaw. And I didn't tell him because I was afraid he wouldn't let me use the bandsaw no more.
Tape
Put
it
some
up.
masking tape on it and roll on.
Yeah, that's right.
Man.
I think I taped my pant leg for the day. Yeah.
We got banned from the bandsaw.
Taped your pant leg.
Well, when I owned a furniture manufacturing business down in Pontotoc,
You owned a furniture
What?
Hold on.
manager?
This explains a lot. Your lack of knowledge of
Yeah.
hand tools is amazing.
hilarious.
How did you own something and not know how a hammer works? What?
I can use a hammer. No, we
Proudly.
So when I got out of college, my father and I owned a furniture manufacturing business down in Pontotoc, Mississippi.
That is such a bombshell.
We-
I don't even know
we
you right
lived
now.
we lived in Cordova, and we made that trip every day.
Wow. That's a
every
hustle.
day. For
What was the
2
name of the
years.
business?
Yeah. Wagecraft.
What's your real name? Are any of you
Sean?
secret
Yeah.
assassins? I don't know. What's
Yeah, but
happening.
anyway, so I worked out in the shop, out in the thing. We had probably 15 employees, I think, something like that. And
What? I don't even know if I don't.
Never heard that. Never heard.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No. So, but anyway, I was working on the end of the line. I'd bag them and then put them in the warehouse, and then I loaded trucks. So I loaded trucks by myself. sleeper sofas.
What?
All that. I used to be in shape, believe it or not. You know, I know I'm a.
Man, your dad was an
Yeah.
awesome dude. He even made you work on the line.
Oh yeah, I worked the line for sure, man.
He
And
probably
it was
sold
like-
that to you as a totally different thing. Me and you were
Yeah.
going to be business partners. Get on the line.
Oh yeah, no, it was totally that I would learn the business right
From the
You
bottom
know?
up.
Yeah, but I never got off the end of the
He
damn line.
stayed at the bottom.
Yeah.
One day this is all going to be yours
Never
if you
quite
ever make it off the truck.
never quite worked my way up, but
Your dad's an
no,
epic dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
But one time I was putting a bag on there and you twist it and then staple it to the bottom of the chair, and I was just doing it fast, not paying attention. Boom, and I nailed myself with that staple gun, and I stapled my finger to the
bottom of the chair.
And you were by yourself, so
Man,
there was nobody
yeah,
to
it was
cry
like,
to.
Oh, it went right through my fingernail and everything. It was like, oh man, that's pain. That's pain. But we also had. We had 3 ladies that did all the upholstery work, and man, they were so fast on those machines, just running stuff through, And this one lady, she was probably
12,
oh,
11.
no, she
You had a
was-
sweatshop, didn't you?
no, she was older. She should have been retired, but man, she ran something right on through, ran her finger right on through that thing, and it had
Yeah.
Stitched
Stitched
through, yeah,
right
stitched right
through,
through.
and it had the thread still in it.
Yep.
She was a trooper. She was just like that, clipped it, clipped it,
Pull it
keep
out,
on going,
keep
like
going to work. That's right.
"Oh."
That's when they made real people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Sewing yourself might be the perfect wound. You don't need stitches, right?
right,
You know?
it's already there. The thread's already in there. You're good to go.
I've sewn myself.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Through these parts.
Oh.
Yeah.
The
I've
web.
sewn myself.
Yeah, I hit myself right there one time. That hurts.
Yeah.
That's a really tender spot right there.
It is.
I nail gunned myself through the foot. That's how you know. He didn't like it.
Ace
He didn't
growling.
at all.
Ace
something
ain't
back
liking
there?
something. So what is this behind you, by the way? 50? No, it's not 50.
64.
64.
64 Ford truck, Coyote powered, supercharged.
Yeah.
Whipple.
Whipple
How many
supercharged.
liters you got on that? It's big.
3.5.
Man, that's probably like the biggest one they make for that motor.
It is.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Is the motor built or is it just a crate?
It's a crate motor, and we
Yep.
changed the cams in it. It's got comp cam stuff in it.
Hey,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
you go.
yeah,
Hey. Brought
Yeah.
to you by Cobb.
Yeah,
Very cool.
it runs now. We're close to get. It's just about ready to go to the post rock with like exhaust and the wood in the bed, and of course the grill in the back and the tailgate. And bumper's got to go to chrome, but it's almost finished.
What are the wheels? Are those Forge lines?
No, they're built specially.
Oh, built special.
Yeah,
Obviously.
Very
Jeez.
yeah.
Cool thing is,
I knew they were high dollar either way. Like, yeah.
that truck's gonna have a full Mustang interior in it, modern Mustang interior.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we put a 16 Mustang dash in it and Mustang seats, and then we're going to build everything else to make it door panels in the truck like the
Seamless.
Mustang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Interesting.
Ronnie, who does your chrome work?
Dan's Polishing over in Adamsville and Advanced Plating in Nashville. Or Dan's in Adamsville, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah,
That's coming for me at some point.
yeah,
I know that I'll be looking, so I'm not looking forward to it. It's going to break my heart, isn't it?
it is.
It's going to break your
Yeah.
bank
yeah,
for sure.
it's, gonna
Oh,
definitely,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not cheap no more.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's like Trent was looking at a Cadillac or whatever.
Yeah,
He's like playing around with getting this Cadillac and it's 59. I was like, man, all I know is you better make sure that chrome is decent enough that, you know.
you don't want to mess with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it would cost you so much. I asked the guys at Advanced Plating one time when I had the Oldsmobile,
Yeah.
that 63 Oldsmobile. I was like, hey, man, how much do you think it would cost to do these bumpers? Like, I don't need it. It doesn't need to be like super show quality.
Right, yeah.
He was like, those bumpers be about 5,000.
yeah.
I'm like 5,000. He goes a piece, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Thanks a lot, man. That's more than the car.
The car's only worth $4,000.
Yeah, I was like, I bought the car for $9,000.
Yeah, we're doing a 50 Buick convertible in there now. It's just come back from the Dipper. Actually, the one me and you went to Louisiana and got, Mike.
Really?
Yeah,
Dig
it's finally
that.
under progress. But the chrome's advanced now is $30,000 to do just the chrome.
Yeah.
Oh man.
If you guys have never taken a tour there, though, by the way, it's really
Yeah.
cool. It's man, the work that they do, the prep work
Yeah.
that they do before they do the chroming and stuff is man, it's amazing. I mean, they have probably 12, 15 people that are just massaging the bumper or whatever they're doing to get it perfect, so that when it goes into the vats, that it comes out.
Tell
perfect.
the story about going to get the 50.
Oh man, where do you want to start when we got there? And
When we got down there, and
Yeah.
it was what part? It was the French Quarters,
it was
wasn't it?
it was in the French Quarters. It was in this little old building that looked like it's about to fall. Mike and I drove down there. A customer had already talked to the guy, wanted me to go down there and look at it and see if it's good enough to buy. And of course, we go down there in this building, had to go down this little alley, and truck just barely would fit down there. And we opened the door, and there's this 52 Buick sitting in there. And it's, of course, it's in really good shape, typical rust a convertible would have in the floor. But other than that, the guy, I think he'd been running like 10 years before that, and they had it in the parade at New Orleans at Mardi Gras and all that. It's full of beads, and we actually found some tokens in it when we took it apart. But it was, and in there with it was a Jaguar, and what else? There was 2 or 3 cars in there.
Yeah.
Old
yeah.
couple, and I think they bought it brand new.
Yep.
Wow.
And he gave me a stack of paperwork like this thick, a whole file actually, and an owner's manual and a service manual and extra speedometer, extra steering wheel,
Yep.
all kind of cool stuff. But it's a true barn find for real.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
And-
French Quarter too. I lived down there for a while.
Yeah.
That's kind of a rare thing.
Yeah.
To find something like that.
And look, the little shed was like, you could tell it was designed like T model error,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A model
Yep.
error. Well, the old dude just busted the back of the shop out and built like a little mini lean-to.
Yeah,
to where
it was.
would fit that thing.
Yeah, that's
in
right.
it.
The back of it
Wow.
was stuck to a little lean-to that was boxed in too.
Yeah.
I think it was dirt floors too. Wasn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
yeah.
dirt floor in there.
Wow.
We had a time getting that thing. All the brakes were seized up.
Yeah.
And again, the alley
Oh,
was
so tight.
Yeah,
the alley was tiny.
yeah.
We wound up. Did we call a wrecker? That
We had to
snatch
get a
blocked
wrecker
it?
because we had to get a wrecker to help us get it out of there and get
Drag
it kind of lined up. And then we remember we was pulling up on the trailer and the car was so heavy with all the brakes locked up, it welded the winch solenoid together and wouldn't disengage.
Yes.
And it pulled it all the way up on the end of the bumper, and it was an experience
Yeah. The wrecker guy had to snatch block it to a telephone pole
to get it out.
Wow.
and like L it
Yeah,
to get this thing out. And we're still using jacks. These little mini aluminum jacks trying to
yeah.
shimmy it.
That sounds like a Javier story, is what it sounds like.
It was.
It does.
You see how if you were watching, you were seeing me going,
Yeah.
no, it all checks out. That's how I would do it.
Yeah.
Telephone pole,
That's
check.
exactly it.
Like
Snatch block, check.
Yeah.
It was such a nice car that you just wouldn't think that the brakes were like. I'm talking froze.
Vulcanized, vulcanized is
Yeah,
the word you're
yeah.
looking for.
Yeah, and the house. I remember the house. Of course, we had to go inside. Before it was over, we knew these people.
Yeah.
They said, "Come on, sit down at the table. You want something to drink?"
Yeah.
Let me get the book out and the car stuff, and they got,
Yeah. Giant.
Wow.
So it was
That's
it's
cool.
a really good experience.
Yeah, that was a fun time. Then we hopped back in the truck and went to the little seafood restaurant
Yeah,
right
right.
there across the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Off on the-
Middendorf's.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I forgot
Awesome.
how much
Yeah.
I love that town.
So when I lived down there, I lived in Ponchatoula, and Middendorf's is right past Ponchatoula.
Okay.
So when you're going down 55 and land disappears, you just pass Ponchatoula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my drive every day. Sure
Yeah.
was.
Right before you start over all those bridges.
Yep.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a neat place to live, man. It really is. It's the car community is kind of different there than you would think. Dirt track racing is huge there, and that I had a guy that I worked with that he had a dirt car, and I'd go watch, and they would swing on each other. I mean, it was a fighting community on Saturday night at the dirt tracks.
That's how
was
dirt
like that. It
racing
was
is
like
always.
that.
been.
All dirt racing.
Memphis Motorsports Park was known for that. We did that.
I've been to both, and I'm telling you, it was a new game down in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Cajuns like to fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was good.
And eat and party
Yes. Yes.
They like to live
and fight some more.
Yes.
Fight some more. Wake up. Fight some more.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh, trying to think of what else here. We got So we got that. We got the Bronco. You got
Yeah.
another
Broncos.
Bronco. Broncos. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 Broncos. The blue one is same setups in this one. It's Coyote powered, supercharged, Kinsler chassis. It's a super nice truck.
Twin turbo over here.
Yeah, the white one over there is EcoBoost V6.
Yeah.
And I
Man,
don't,
that's perfect for that.
it's perfect for it.
I mean, like, that's a little overkill with the Coyote and Super
Power to weight ratio and the wheelbase, the white one's probably going to outperform the blue one because the blue one's just so much more power than it needs.
Yeah.
And a little heavier up front,
Yeah.
too. So.
The white one is a daily driver. It belongs to a guy in Oxford that is going to drive it every day.
Heck
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a perfect
Yeah.
setup for
Yeah.
that.
EcoBoost 6-cylinder.
Yep. Yeah, he's we're almost done with it. It's running and driving too now. We're just a couple odds and then it's gone. But it's we're excited to get it out. I don't know. When we started it hadn't been done. And Roadster Shop since then built one with one of their chassis with EcoBoost in it. And unless I'm just missing it on the internet. I haven't seen another one done yet.
Wow.
And after we've done that one, I know why they're not doing them. You can do that Coyote way easier than you can do that.
That's what I was
V6.
about to
The
ask.
plumbing is just out of this world.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
it's crazy under the hood. You can't see it now. We got it all covered up, but it's
I kind of poked around in there. I was like, man, that is tight. All
It's
the
tight.
tolerances are tight.
everything's tight, but it runs and runs good, and I can't wait to get it out and get it and see what it does.
How was the wiring on that?
Casey did all the wiring on that. You look under there; it's got the computer's about under the seat in the rear. So we had a harness. So Ron Francis harness on there, and we had it extended long so we could put it back there. I believe in making them where you can work on them. So it looks a lot like my car you saw. It's the wiring all's in the back there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
So a couple of fab shops, a couple of shops, not just Hot Rod. You talk to them, and they've never waned in popularity, but these apparently are the next big thing. This and Scouts.
I was
Yeah,
going to say they're beyond next.
Yeah.
They've already.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They've never waned. They've always been there.
yeah.
But the next hot thing, like the
Yeah.
biggest, I guess, is a resurgence of being hot, is this, and to be had for a little cheaper are the Scouts.
yeah.
And this-
Scouts and the Toyota Land Cruisers too. They're
That's right. I saw you had a black one up
Yeah,
there.
we got a
front.
black one up
Yeah.
front to do a bunch of work too, just some repairs and upgrades. Just got it. But the Broncos for sure are definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got two more Broncos on our list.
And I guess it's because there's a Bronco available now. The new ones came out and they got hot again. Or
Hotter, I think maybe.
I think that helped it, but they were already beginning
never
to
went
get
away.
They were building momentum before the new one came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, you can Dynacorn makes that whole body brand new now. You can get every
Well, that
piece
was
of
the
it.
thing.
Yeah.
They stamped. They're not stamped off the old Detroit
No.
molds though, and that
No.
was a conversation we had. I've been having with Mike about it because he had one that came in through the shop. He had to refit.
Yeah,
That had apparently been fit before they got it.
Oh yeah. That just because it's new don't. And a Bronco, if you have never done one, that thing is extremely flexible off the chassis. We got a jig here that we put them on to roll them around on and do work on them. So and it's the exact copy of the frame mounts.
Right.
So that when we build the body,
It's the same.
it's the same when we put it over on the body. Of course, you got to put all kind of X braces and stuff in it to pick it up to put it on the body.
That's right.
After you do the metal work, or it won't fit again.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a trick to build one.
Wow.
Well, with all the repower options, I think that's what makes them so popular.
Yeah, it is.
You think they would be a little bit easier just because they're so small.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
But-
it's not though.
Yeah.
It's with it, you take the doors and the fenders off, the front end will just drop if you don't support it.
Yep.
It's very flexible.
The back is the same way.
Yeah.
It's just 2-panel deal.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of bracing there.
Right. What's the wheelbase on one of those things? You know, I mean they're short. I drove one the other day at Art and Speed, to go take pictures of it and stuff, and and it's just like it doesn't. I'm like, I don't think I could drive this daily or whatever.
Too stubby for you?
Yeah, it's kind of like a 30 or 32. I mean, it's just
There's some
Stuff in
tricks
the
you can do
road.
to the suspension to make them drivable.
yeah.
This one, the blue one, it's got an aftermarket chassis under it. It's going to drive like a modern car, even as short as it is.
Yeah.
The white one, we've upgraded. We changed the caster geometry and stuff in the front end of it. It's going to drive good too, but not as good as the blue one.
Calm that tail down.
That damn dog of yours, man.
I know the wheelbase on the I've always, whether it was said, or I just believe it because I saw it. Like the Scout was more like what inspired these Broncos to happen. Anyway, I don't know if that's documented like that.
I don't know.
The history, because the Scouts were on the table to be a thing in '59.
Yeah.
And then they made '61, the '80 happen for a few years.
Yeah.
And then it just seemed like Ford in '66 was like, we have a brand new idea. No one's ever done it.
Yeah.
And like, what if we just stretch the parameters of this just a little bit? And
Yeah.
Ford being Ford took off. And
Yeah.
Scout was like, you can have one of these if you buy a combine.
Yeah, that's right.
Free with the purchase of the combine.
That's right.
My mother worked for International Harvester, here in Memphis, and she was there when Elvis bought a couple of Scouts. So I don't know. Everybody's got an Elvis story.
they made them
Yeah.
there at that International Harvester?
No, but I think he bought them there. Was the story. So everybody's got an Elvis story. That's
Yeah.
mine. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't have an Elvis story.
you
Huh?
don't.
You don't have an Elvis story?
Nope.
No, I don't.
I do.
Okay, I got another one. So
Okay.
the Northwest Farm, out I guess it's west of here on Highway 4.
Uh-huh.
When Elvis passed away, all of the horses he had at his ranch were donated to the community college here, Northwest Community College, and I learned to ride horses on Elvis's horse.
Really?
Yep,
What was the name of the horse?
Grandma.
Wow.
So you rode Grandma.
I rode Grandma.
That's very
I
fitting.
just wanted to clear that up.
That's very
Well,
fitting.
they had an old brown mare, and her name was Grandma, and you could just walk up to her and climb on her, and that's what I learned to ride horses on.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's Elvis's horse. So
Family
that's
family
the deal.
show, Sean. Family show.
It is.
There's so many jokes here.
I know. You just gotta hold on, guys.
That's exactly
Wait,
what Grandma
let me
said.
get my phone out. I'll go ahead and text him now.
But yeah, it was a yellow horse that Elvis is photographed on. It's kind of a famous photo.
Yeah.
That was that horse was at Northwest.
Really?
Yeah, I remember my dad riding it. But
Wow.
Yeah, big deal.
What's your Elvis story, Ronnie?
I don't have a personal Elvis story. I can remember being a kid and seeing him coming in and out of Graceland when we would go up there shopping with my parents. But the Chevrolet dealer I worked here in town, the owner, told me a story about him coming in there when he was just beginning to get famous, and he had a leather jacket on, looked like you'd imagine him looking. Want to talk to him about a truck. He didn't give him 2 minutes worth of time. Said, "Oh, you can't buy no truck." He went right down the street at the Ford dealership, half a mile, and bought 5. Yeah.
Don't be cruel, baby.
Yeah. So he, I guess he was telling me that story because he said you don't ever judge somebody, because he learned his lesson right there. You don't judge somebody by what they look like.
Yeah.
And,
Or how many times they honk the horn.
that's right. Or how many times they have the horn either. Yeah, that's right.
I have a buddy that did relatively the same thing.
Yeah.
A tattooed buddy of mine. They basically shrugged him off, and he went down the street and replaced his entire fleet of like 60 cars.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah.
60. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one to lose.
Well, they have a lot of.
That story
Lot
didn't
of-
go like I thought.
I was
I
saying-
thought he was gonna be like, he got 5 tattoos.
Yeah, I know. I was just
Yeah.
saying.
Came
So
back.
what he has a fleet of company cars for a tattoo shop, or
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I
Chew
know
on,
you-
chew on that furniture
No,
guy.
I'm just like.
You've seen them.
I know him.
Any car that rolls around anywhere in the Mid-South that says tattoo on it, that's one of his cars.
Yeah.
You know the guy.
Yeah.
Good dude.
You've met the guy.
I've got a great quote from this guy. I can't say it right now, but I'll
can't say it on
I'll
here.
tell you later, and you'll go, "Wow, that's pretty deep."
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
So, regrets,
Regrets?
No regrets.
any?
If I had any regrets, I'd probably got more education.
Yeah.
I made business mistakes from lack of education, and if there's any young guys that's ever going to get into this kind of business, get a business degree of some sort,
Right.
make it easier. As far as cars, if I was a millionaire, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd be back here tomorrow
Yeah.
working, doing the
Same.
same thing. No regrets as far as working on cars, not any.
Yeah. Same.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's
What
talk.
was your first car?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
There you
yeah,
go.
First
we
car?
haven't asked
There you
that
go.
yet.
Yeah, we did not ask that yet.
First car, well, 66 Chevrolet Nova was the first car I could actually drive. I had a 50s or early 60s Volkswagen when I was 8 years old. My dad brought me home to play in. Of course, I got the thing running. I was
Yeah.
like 8 years old. He fixed it where it wouldn't run. Well, me and my brother done learned how to boost a car off, even at that age, because all my family was in the car kind of people. But we had that thing cranked and he come home and sold it.
Wasn't there mishaps with that car cranking?
Huh?
Wasn't there mishaps with that car cranking? Was that a you and Ken story?
Oh yeah, it was me and Ken. We had all kind of mishaps. Me and Ken did, but I don't think so much with the car. After he threatened to get rid of it, we beat it all to pieces, and then he took it to the junkyard.
Wow.
When he brought it to the house, it was so full of junk you couldn't even get in it, and we cleaned it all out. I painted it with a brush, painted it black. I gave him a list of stuff I wanted because he had the parts store,
Right.
Purple paint. I don't know. I was going to put stripes on it. I want some new lights and all those lists. Out of the whole entire list, I got a gallon of black paint and a paintbrush. So I painted it black.
I can work with that.
Yeah. It ain't the list, but it's something I can do.
Yeah, that's right.
I painted it black.
Yeah, Ken's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
If you've never met Ken, Ken is awesome.
I've just met Ken. That's about it.
Yeah.
I haven't hung out with him or anything.
Yeah.
Me and Ken get along great.
Yeah.
We always did.
Yeah.
I like Ken.
What about drag cars? What do you got? You got 8 cars, I know. So we got the funny car, we got the front engine dragster.
We got 2 front engine dragsters. We got the blown one, and then we got a little injected small block one. That just gonna bracket race it and play with it. I got a 34 Ford Roadster. You saw it at the Rogers reunion.
That is
Chevrolet
got
Roadster.
Incredible paint job on it.
And we got a 63 split window Corvette Pro Mod, and then this Camaro that we just bought, the funny car. Casey's got a blown rear engine dragster too, and a 91 Chevrolet truck, an 07 Chevrolet truck. How many is that? I think that's all I know.
So Ronnie, your Chevrolet, your 37 Chevrolet, is that the one that the drywall guy painted? Is that the one Ricky Neal was telling us that the drywall?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My Roadster is a 34 Chevrolet. Yeah.
Okay.
I bought this car from a guy in Florida already painted, and when I saw the picture of it, I said, "Well, I don't like the paint. I'm gonna get it home and paint it red. Everything I got is red.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be red." Well, the guy that actually painted it is he does remodels. He's not even a body man. But when I walked in, the guy opened the door for me to go and look at it. Of course, my first thing, I was going to jew him down, and I was going to paint the car a different color.
Right.
I walked in there and said, "How we get this thing in my trailer?"
I'm paying full price and I'm not changing a thing.
Yeah, it ain't
well,
changing.
that fell apart.
Yeah, it's still got. It's got like I don't know how many colors it's got. Every color.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Every color on it, and I love it. And I'll probably keep that one for a
And
while.
it's got like lace paint and all that kind of stuff.
It's
in
got
that, doesn't
lace,
it?
it's got flames, it's got gold leaf, it's got it. I don't know how many hours he put in this thing, but it is beautiful.
It reminds me of like one of the lowriders in California.
Gypsy Rose.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's
crazy painted.
beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not getting painted. It gets roughed up a little bit. Maybe I'll paint it red, but until then, it's going to stay all those colors.
Yeah, it stopped me in my tracks. I didn't know it was Ronnie's. I was like running at the Rotters reunion. I'm like, hold on, whose is this? This is beautiful. And Ronnie's like, yeah, that's mine. I'm like, wow, that thing is stunning.
Yeah.
Ricky Neal, Ricky Neal loved it too. That's right up his alley.
Oh,
He
right,
loves that
yeah.
stuff.
Stunning.
Rainbow candy cane.
Yeah, he was probably all over that thing.
Oh
for a
yeah, he
while.
loves it. He loves that paint on it.
Yeah.
He definitely killed it for sure.
Yeah, I need to see. I need pictures of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Is it?
Every car we talk about,
Is
you're
it
like,
here?
that's another one.
Is it here?
it's at home.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well, that's good.
we'll get pictures.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure that'll be
good.
easy to get.
That's good.
yeah.
You can just drive back down.
Yeah, yeah,
Take
not a
pictures.
problem.
I got pictures. I'll send you some pictures of it.
Yeah.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good.
Be good to see.
Matt's coming back. He can get some pictures.
Yeah, Matt's got to come down here and pick up a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
As,
go.
as occasionally,
What?
what
Matt's
happens?
already bought stuff.
Yeah, well,
Matt.
he's not the only one that's been
you got a
that
problem.
does this. We all have that problem.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the problem because I don't have money.
Amen.
You're building a bigger shop to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah. As occasionally does happen when we get here before we're setting up, some of us like piranhas,
Yeah.
like walk the yard if we're
Is
allowed
that
to.
for sale?
Yeah.
Is that for sale?
What's
Is that
going
for
on with
sale?
that? What's going on with that? So Matt made a deal. I guess what happened.
Yeah.
Matt's always making deals.
That's okay.
Matt bought a
70.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even talked
right?
about that. He doesn't have a microphone.
he
so
doesn't have a
He thought he
microphone.
was going to get away with it.
Yeah,
Matt's
well,
a pimp now,
What,
by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year is that? 75 Cadillac
DeVille.
DeVille with 20s on
On
spokes.
spokes. Yeah.
On 20s.
Yeah, I'll be honest with
on
you. When I saw
Twinkies.
that thing, I could only think of one thing. Have you ever seen that movie with Will Ferrell, The Semi-Pro? Do you know what I'm talking
Sad
about?
part.
Jackie
Yeah.
Moon?
Yeah.
Jackie Moon.
Yeah.
He's leaving and he's going to the after party and there's a little song that he sings when he's going.
Sexy baby.
No. Well, that's the one. He says, "Get the funk out of my face." Get the funk. That's all I could think was Matt driving down the road going, "Get the funk out of my face."
God.
I'm totally in love with that car.
I know he is.
He
That's
is.
all he's talked about.
I know. I think I can get his coupe cheap now.
No, that car's never coming.
Yeah, ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, I
Now
like
all
it.
of a sudden, this thing has decided that it's just gonna.
You got to hold
gonna
on to
fall over.
Use your furniture tool knowledge to fix that.
I know, right?
it. He only loaded trucks.
Yeah.
That's right.
Staple your hand to that and
Hey,
hold on to
man.
that.
I was really in shape then. That was like I was about 27.
I keep hearing this. I don't want to see the pictures, but I
was.
feel like the proof is needed.
He was ripped. He was a beast.
He was a Greek guy.
Hey man, doing sleeper sofas by yourself, stacking them 8 high was.
I bet.
I remember the Spartans
Yeah, they're
training.
8 high. Yeah, they're 8 high. It's getting better. It's like a fishing story.
8 high.
I loaded two
I
trucks
had
at
a
once.
whole way that I'd get one side going.
I hope
and
he
then-
gets you guys some
do one
pictures
other.
and he is like
A Greek
actually
god.
seriously cut up.
I know.
Like, what
I wasn't cut. I was just.
Oh,
in
now he's
shape.
starting to see. I'm glad we're
I
putting
didn't say
adjectives
that.
on
Yeah,
this.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I said I was in shape. I didn't say I was.
He was
like,
a shape.
ripped.
That's right.
They made
He
children.
played a lot of Tetris and he T stacked. It was a T stacking thing.
Yeah, something
That's
like
epic.
that.
Yeah.
God.
I don't want to end it on that. So what,
Yeah.
what else do we got?
I know. Well, so biggest news, I guess, is that we're going to Tupelo World Customs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gonna be
yeah.
down there? You going to Tupelo?
Yeah, we'll probably be there. I don't know if we'll have a car there this year or not, but we'll probably come down there.
Stop by
Yeah.
and see the mayhem.
Yeah.
Well, then you should join our chopping up team.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, I don't know. When is it?
It's the
23rd,
the weekend of the
24th.
23rd.
Yeah. It depends on this funny car.
Mm.
Where we're at on
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
36
36,
days.
30.
They're gonna be all in on that.
Yeah, you only got.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
30
you want to explain
days.
what we're doing down there?
We're gonna take a 1949 Buick 4-door. We're gonna make it a 2-door, and we're going to chop the roof.
Make it a what?
We're gonna take a 4-door, make it a 2-door, and chop the roof.
I thought you said you was going to make a 2-door, 4-door. Is it?
That would
That
be
would
great.
be-
Yeah.
Let's do
We're,
it.
we're gonna flip this whole industry on its head, man.
Yeah.
You know what's really cool?
Yeah, this thing was a 2-door.
Yeah, right. They ruined a perfectly
Mis-
good 2-door.
Mr. Optimism over here couldn't just chop the top on something. He's like, yeah, no, I think we gotta take some doors out too.
You have to
Whatever.
understand that we upped the bar with mats,
Mm-hmm.
right? Build a whole car in a weekend.
Yeah.
We've been trying to, keep up in the bar. So when they said they wanted a chop, I'm like, we have to do more than just a chop. Chops seem too easy now.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, we'll put it on a 4-wheel drive chassis,
probably
shorten
be
it,
easy.
put it on 2 different doors, maybe jet powered.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
but
We're building the Rocketeer.
Yes.
So if you are down there, you should come help us. Yeah. We'll probably need
We'll
it.
probably need the help.
I'll stop by for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time we have. We figure we'll probably just run down there and visit for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool show.
Yeah, so if anybody's looking for it, it's World of Customs Auto Show in Tupelo. City.
What is the location of that thing?
It is at the furniture market.
Furniture
I happen to know where that's at.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
See how I looped you right into
yeah,
that?
right.
It's good, right?
Right back at it. Yeah, it has 4 buildings, but I think the show takes up two of the
Okay.
buildings or something.
No, it's only one this year.
Is it 1? Okay.
One.
Yeah, they backed it down to 1 during COVID, I think. So
Yeah.
So we're going to be podcasting the whole
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, we're doing
We're
Yeah,
doing
for
live
sure.
podcast. Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna just snatch people out of the.
Why you look so distraught, Matt?
This is the first I've heard of it.
Get ready to work, man. Get ready to work. But no, we're gonna do some podcasts and find some people and interview them down there and have some fun. Yeah.
I'll invite my dad. You guys can podcast with him.
Oh, awesome. We can do that.
I'll be chopping the car.
I have lots of questions.
So, guys, if we're going to do the Father's Day thing this year, we need to get that rolling
telling you.
right now.
There you go again.
What?
Like what?
The Father's Day podcast.
We can have a stand.
That's happening?
Well, we talked about it.
You never called me? Oh, I know why.
We can have a stand-in for you.
Yeah, we'll get a fake father for you.
Like a big brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Big brother.
I'm down with the Father's Day podcast.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you looking for another kid?
How about a slightly Latino kid?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I can cook.
You'll never hang another piece
can
of
vouch for
sheetrock
that.
in your life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Right? Remember, you're not allowed to say the jokes he can.
What?
Oh yeah, okay. Javier,
yeah.
tell that joke.
And then he puts me to work. Do you see how he does that?
White privilege.
It's okay. He can edit it out. We're good at that.
Yeah. I'm
What else we
also in March. I'm heading to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yep, for Muscle Cars at the Strip.
Oh yeah,
Our buddy
Hanging
Phil
with
Painter. Yeah.
Phil and Jill.
Yeah, so he's
yeah.
having me back, and so I'm gonna go out there, and they're doing autocross car show. If anybody is in Vegas area and you have a car, get out there. It's Mopar or Muscle Cars at the Strip. It
Yes.
used to be Mopars at the Strip, so it leans Dodge, but he's been really trying to get a lot more Chevrolets and Fords to show up. They have a battle, they have drag racing, autocross, and the car show. So, so he's really trying to get the Chevy and Ford guys out there to
They shut the strip down?
No.
Or is it just
no, drag strip.
Drag strip.
Okay.
Drag
I
strip.
was like,
I thought
that'd be
that
cool.
too.
That would be
Yeah.
cool. Like,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
I know.
When you say strip in Vegas,
when
like,
I first heard about it, that's why I was like, dude, that's epic. They
I
shut
mean,
that,
well, even just a section of
yeah,
it.
yeah. Can you imagine
Right
that?
in front of Caesars.
All I know is I've seen the strip shut down before, like, a spot for a
Moving.
car wreck or something or whatever. It ties up everything.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's just so much traffic on there, especially at night.
Never been
Yeah.
to Vegas.
Yeah.
Me either.
That's pretty cool.
I drove through it.
It's pretty cool. I'll land and then I'll be out. I'll
Yeah.
be up north at the track.
I'm going
but
in
the
May.
track out there is
The
track out there is so nice,
It
man.
is.
It's you been out there?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Vegas
Beautiful
actually
track.
next month.
Are you?
Yeah, if nothing cool. Just
March?
yeah.
You guys
Well,
around
dude,
the same time?
I was gonna say when.
No, it's not during your time.
Oh.
I think it's
Conveniently.
It's 16th, 17th, 18th. Is,
no, I think I'm the 23rd, 4th, and 5th, something like that.
well,
Probably.
come in early and just stay.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm going for work, man. I'm not excited about it.
Well, I know. So have fun first, and then.
Well,
hang out
and
for a
and
while.
every time it's a trade show that I go to,
Yeah.
and it's always the week before Viva Las Vegas, and I miss it.
Yeah.
So
you should
yeah.
take the whole month. Just
Yeah.
live in Vegas for a month.
Yeah, homeless.
There you go.
On the,
They have a whole street dedicated to that.
Yeah. Phil.
Yeah.
Phil.
Skid Row.
Phil did tell me, and invite you guys. So if anybody wants to go,
I follow those guys online, man. That looks like a hell of a show.
it's.
Man, I got so
it's
much
fun.
going on.
I know, right?
Well, that's not going to be
But
me.
how cool would it be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me see what's happening in May. Let me see what's happening in May.
In
And
May.
we'll talk about it.
Yeah. But
I'll be there in May, but this
yeah,
is in March.
March next
I
month.
know.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, I thought you were saying May.
Well,
But you
we
meant
got,
you May.
We got February, right? We're gonna
Right.
be there.
Well, come on, man. Look,
Then March, you're talking
this
about
is
that.
this is your thing that you're gonna end up making us do in March anyway, because you always come up with something like monthly. Like, oh, guys, all right, hey, we're gonna go tear this thing down, and
Yeah.
da, 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 da. Yeah. So this could be your March thing.
Okay.
There you go.
Talk me into it.
It's always something. It's like,
I'm
oh, we don't
sorry,
have enough.
Ronnie.
going
We're
on.
having a weird conversation
Right.
right now. Our schedules.
No.
Yeah, Ronnie's
I would
going-
say off-camera conversation, really. but-
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Let's go back to Ronnie.
That's how it is. Yeah. But no. So that's about it for what I got going on. But Ronnie, what is your Facebook page? It's Ronnie's Hot Rod Shop.
Yeah, Ronnie's Hot Rods.
Yeah. Do you have Instagram and all that stuff? I know Casey does. Yeah.
No, just
Yeah.
Ronnie's Hot Rods Facebook. We got a website too, but we don't do much with that. It's mostly on Facebook
Yeah.
now.
How far out are you?
I don't even know. I got 18 pages.
Wow.
Right.
18 pages of cars. I don't even know if I can give a date right now.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a good problem.
Yeah.
Right.
That is a good
That's
problem, man.
that's the problem every hot rod shop has. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I had any talent whatsoever.
Yeah. There's always furniture business.
No, right? Yeah. Hey, I always thought about it. Interior. That's another place where.
That's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
especially around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm not patient for No, I know how to use a sewing machine, but I'm not. Yeah. Well, I mean, hell, you grow up here, you have to sew at some point in your life. My mom taught me early to use a sewing machine.
Yeah.
I can fix stuff. I'm not gonna make
Yeah,
a
it's not gonna be
shirt.
perfect lines.
Nah, yeah, I can hem some pants. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Nothing crazy.
I think it's kind of like metal working. Like anybody can burn two pieces of metal together, but make it look good. That's a different story.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, Javier, do you wanna call us out, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have fathers.
Yes.
Oh. I have one. I didn't hatch.
You have one too.
That's funny. Well, Ronnie, is there anything else you want to say, let people know about, or
No,
anything like that? Yeah, go.
I appreciate you guys taking time, come talk to me,
Yeah.
visit down here in Mississippi and Senatobia, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's been interesting and fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
thanks for
again,
having us.
and again, when is the show?
It's May the 12th, Mother's Day weekend on Saturday.
Okay.
So come if you can.
Yeah.
Epic show.
Yeah,
It is.
It's a good time.
Right there on the town square of Senatobia, Mississippi. It's cool. It's got
Yeah.
a great backdrop.
Oh yeah, it's a cool little town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only been able to make it like once. I can't remember. There's something else that goes on that weekend. I end up.
I don't know.
Getting paid for.
Yeah, I understand.
know,
yeah. That's a drag.
We'll come to this.
I can do that. So, well, Javi, you want to take it out?
Yeah, man. This has been Hot Rod Blues from Senatobia, Mississippi, with our friend Ronnie at Ronnie's Speed Shop. Isn't that really Speed Shop? Though, is it?
Ronnie's Hot Rods.
Ronnie's Hot Rods. Take two. This is Ronnie's Hot Rods. Sorry, Ronnie.
It's okay.
You're the best.
It's okay.
Hope you guys had fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for having us.